Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Whether it's clearing out mosquitoes from your yard, protecting your home from invading insects, or protecting your home via crawl space encapsulation, use the company I use, Southeast Termite and Pest Control. I'm getting ahead of myself here because we're doing cool stuff. Producer me is focused more than host me. So let's go ahead. Southeast Termite and Pest Control, we thank them. I am back with 4 VFLs who we will introduce right now. We got right here Marlon Walls back with us for another year. Daniel Hood back. He's here. He's playing hurt. He's here on crutches. We appreciate you being here. Right over there at the other part of the set, we have Sterling Hinton and, of course, Will Overstreet back with us, who you just saw a little earlier. Okay, what I wanted these guys to do was to talk about their question marks as we start the 2022 season. What's the biggest issue on their mind going into it? Marlon Walls, everybody has a nice wipey board to hold up to the camera, so I'll ask you to hold yours up and explain to us in a minute.
Right.
What is your big question for the Vols this year?
All right, so to start out, last year we was really good in the first quarter, and it looks like as the game went on, teams kind of caught up to us. And so for me, my biggest thing is the opposing squads, having tape on us, having a year of tape on us. I would tell you, man, I saw the Georgia game live in person, and I was super impressed. Now, when you think about Georgia, right, they had 15 guys drafted off that squad. Man, we had guys running wide open down the field. We just didn't hit them. And so for me, it's okay. Georgia's a very, very good staff. Kirby Smart's paid to do a job, and now it's okay. My concern is they've got a year of tape on us. How much better is the offense going to be, or how much are the defenses going to adjust to Josh Heupel's system to where now they're a little bit more competitive in those games? We're not having as many guys running wide open. So for me, I'm looking at it as a testament to the coaching staff. Can we now still produce explosive first quarters, second quarters with now guys having a year of tape on us?
All right. Foes with a year on tape is Marlon Walls' big question mark concern. Daniel Hood, what is your big question mark and concern?
I think mine goes hand in hand with what Marlon's talking about with injuries. And I said it 3 times because I think it's that big of an issue. If you look at the national championship game this year, Nick Saban comes out afterwards and says, we lost that game because our 3rd and 4th string receivers, this was their shot to go, and they didn't step up. Yeah. And if you look at an average practice, you're talking about your 1s and 2s are going to get about 10 more reps of practice than the 3 or 4s. And so over the course of a season, there's about 50 practices that you go through that are significant. Friday walkthroughs don't matter. But that's about 500 reps. And as a defensive lineman, we were trying to get 300 reps in-game in a season. And so when you miss that many reps and your coaches aren't coaching the 3s and 4s, what happens is now when it's your time to step up and you're playing Georgia, you're playing Florida, your 3 and 4s aren't making those explosive plays that you need to in those moments. And so when you have that drop off, man, it's tough. And so when I look at Heupel's staff, and I look at the play calls that they're doing, or the way that they practice with so many reps, it lends to more reps are going to get those guys better. But are you coaching 3s and 4s as hard as the 1s and 2s?
All right. The other issue, of course, is they're still going to be limiting their scholarships a little bit, so they're still not going to be up to the top 85-man limit this year, it wouldn't appear. Sterling Hinton, what is your concern?
Handling the greater expectations. I myself as a player, I would take it as a compliment. Because I expect myself to do better than any news reporter, any magazine, any fan. So you have to handle that. That's what you come to Tennessee for. You play the game only, and I said it's a piece of cliche, you play it to win. I don't play to learn much. I play to win and get better each game. And you got to handle the expectation that way. So here we are right now on the cusp of getting our fan base all involved. We've got new things happening at Neyland. We've got a year underneath the system. We've got a year of knowing each other as teammates. We can handle these expectations and put a lot of wins on the board.
It's amazing how he does that. Even what's your biggest question and concern? Even that turns into Mr. Positivity. That's his job, Sterling.
Exactly.
All right, Will Overstreet, what do you
got? So with a final one, and this I think encapsulates a lot of people's just because it's the number of plays on the defense. Right now, what you've seen, what that leads to is more plays, is more injuries later on in the season. You got guys breaking down. And so what I think for this year is how does this offense respond to keep that defense off the field as much as possible, especially early in the year. You want to go fast, but there are times you got to pull back. And so how do they keep this defense fresh with still not as enough depth up to play throughout the year? How do they keep that going so when you get to the mid part of the season, you can hold up in the fourth quarter?
Very good, guys. I appreciate it. We'll have these VFLs back with us all football season, but also they'll be with us throughout today as we continue this show. When we come back, let's talk about some of the positional battles that are going on in camp that we want to keep an eye on over the next few weeks. That's next on The Sports Source.